smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Say, man, hey, man, Mr. Make Your Bite Blood Out Your Bottom Lip. I'm back again with another one. And let's cook on this whole Nahir Albright, Keyshawn Davis situation. Because a lot of people got something to say about Keyshawn fighting Nahir Albright in his next fight. And I'm gonna keep it all the way real with y'all, because y'all already know, man, that's one thing I'm always gonna do. And I'm gonna keep it real myself. So speaking on it, was I super excited hearing that he was gonna fight Nahir Albright next? Nah, I wasn't hella excited about it, because it's like, man, I seen the first fight. I just recently, not too long ago, watched the first fight. And what I saw in that fight is I saw Keyshawn pretty much dominated that fight. You know what I'm saying? He might have had maybe 1 or 2 tough rounds, and I don't even know how it was a majority decision, but he won that fight easily. You know what I'm saying? He pretty much dominated that fight. And to me, it was not a fight that I needed to see again, because I know that Keyshawn's gotten way better since that fight. Nahir Albright have probably got better, but it's just different levels. Now, don't get me wrong. Salute to Albright, because he's a solid fighter. He showed that he was a solid fighter against Frank Martin, right? So he definitely a solid fighter, but you know, Keyshawn is levels above him. So I wanted to see Keyshawn get a fight with one of the, you know, bigger names, or one of the fighters that y'all think is a lot better, right? And so with that being said, I'm hearing a lot of people clown Keyshawn. Ha ha, he fighting Nahir Albright next. After calling out all them names, he fighting Nahir Albright, and you know, just all that goofy shit y'all do. But the real facts is that, yeah, he called out a whole lot of names, but none of them names wanted to fight him. So does he sit on the shelf worried about what y'all goofy ass fans gonna say if he take a fight that y'all gonna clown? Or do you go stay active and get your bag, right? Because he's fighting in May, I think. He fighting in May, right? Next month. So that's a pretty quick turnaround. You know what I'm saying? So he's staying active. I mean, he can sit on the shelf and say, okay, well, all these guys that I called out, ain't none of them willing to fight me, so I'm gonna just sit on the shelf because I'm worried about what the fans gonna say. Or I can stay active and get my bag. You know what I'm saying? So that's a fact. Like, yeah, he called out a lot of fighters, but who was willing to fight him? You know what I'm saying? Out of all them names that he called out, who was willing to fight him? Devin wasn't willing to fight him, for sure. Y'all can listen to all them lies and narratives that Bill Haney and the fans run with, but that's just what they was, lies and narratives, because we saw who wanted to fight and who didn't want to fight. You know what I'm saying? Devin didn't want to fight. Pitbull Cruz, he called out Pitbull. He called out what the dude over there in the UK, the one of Eddie Hearn's champions. I can't even think of the dude's name. He didn't want to fight Keyshawn, right? So yeah, he called out a lot of names that had bigger accomplishments than the Nahir Albright, or with bigger names than Nahir Albright. But I mean, you can't make these guys get in the ring, and when Turkey is not involved, fighters are not gonna be willing to fight guys like a Keyshawn Davis unless Turkey get involved and offer big bags. You know what I'm saying? Unless Turkeys get involved and offer a big bag. Other than that, you're gonna have to take fights like a Nahir Albright and whoever else until you can secure one of these guys, these big names or bigger names, to get in the ring. And he wasn't able to do that right now. So man, I'm not tripping on him fighting Nahir Albright, because a lot of people were saying that he needs to give Nahir Albright his run back, or he needs to get in the ring with that shit that happened in Virginia last time. He needs to run it with Nahir Albright, and then as soon as he run it with Nahir Albright, announce the fight, now it's ha 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 ha. And man, y'all gotta stop being goofy Like for real, man. Like boxing with the fans is turning into a clown show, and a lot of fighters is turning into clowns themselves because they jump on the narratives that the fans, right, make up and push, and they run with that so they don't have to fight certain fighters. The real ones know what be going on. The real ones see it. You know what I'm saying? The sheep is just gonna run along with the crowd and the narrative. I refuse to be a sheep. So like I said, wasn't super duper excited about the fight, but who else was he gonna fight? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like realistically, quit, like stop all the clown shit, stop all the narratives, stop all of the, shit that you got from other platforms because they put a battery in your back and tell you what to say, right? Influence you on what to say and what narratives to run with. Who was he gonna fight? I haven't seen my dog Tim Bradley, right? And shout out to Tim. I seen Tim talking about it. He was kind of clowning, Keyshawn for fighting Nahir Albright again, right? But, man, Tim, he got this YouTube shit down. Like, he know how this YouTube shit runs, and he just giving y'all what narrative y'all want to hear at the point, right? At this time. Because Tim, he worked with Top Rank. Tim know that none of these guys wanted to fight Keyshawn, right? And then Tim know that Top Rank, if it had to be up to Top Rank or any of these regular promoters, right? They not finna overpay none of these fighters to get in the ring with Keyshawn or nobody else. The promoters, the Top Ranks, the PBCs, the Eddie Hearns, the promoters don't move like that. The only one that moved like that is Turkey. So going back to what I said before, if Turkey wasn't willing to, or if Turkey got other shit going on that he's focused on and he's not willing to grab one of these guys and say, this is the fight that I want for Keyshawn next, and I'm gonna put a whole lot of money in your pocket, more money than you've ever made in your career, 2-3 times more money or more than that, and let's make a fight happen. If that ain't happening, we see the results. So it don't matter who he called out, who accepted to fight. You know what I'm saying? The only one that even kind of pretended like, or I ain't gonna say pretend, because I rock with God. I rock with him, and I don't think he's scared of nobody. But the only one that kind of like responded even a little bit was Lamont Roach. You know what I'm saying? But we see Lamont Roach already got a fight on the table himself. You know what I'm saying? With William Zepeda. So Lamont Roach was already looking to go down another route. So that would go happen. I heard somebody, I think it was Tim, and shout out to Tim, man. I rock with Tim Bradley. But I think I heard Tim say, well, he could have fought Frank Martin. Frank Martin fight would have been, well, Frank Martin just arguably lost to Nahir Albright, who he fighting. You know what I'm talking about? When we heard Frank Martin talking last, Frank Martin wasn't talking about no Keyshawn. He was quiet about Keyshawn. Frank Martin said that he wanted to fight Rich Hitchens. He said he wanted to fight Hitchinson next. Frank Martin just fought, and it didn't really go that well. So, the fight that I would have liked to see is, throw the Devin Haney shit out the window because he wasn't taking the fight. And I would have more so liked to see Hitchens, Richardson Hitchens. I would have liked to see Africa and Keyshawn, but Africa talking that loud shit. And I respect both of them because they both can fight their ass off, but Africa not taking it. We seen that Africa ain't taking that fight unless they give him big money. So, man, you got to do what you got to do. F what the fans are saying, all that goofy shit. Get your bread and stay active. You know what I'm saying? Because them same fans, y'all same fans is clowning. If he sit on the shelf waiting around for one of these guys for a year, then y'all gonna clown on that. Ha ha, he ain't had a fight in over a year. Who he gonna fight? All he does is talk. We know how this shit go, man. That's how I feel about the situation. Anyway, man, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and y'all already know how I do. Dig, I'm talking that boxing again, and I'm gone.